Alrighty, welcome to Vintage Cube Draft. We're in an 8-player draft here. We are going to try to trophy, and we've got one of our friends here on the way, Broadside Bombardiers. This card is just completely messed up. It's a 3-mana 2/2 Menace Haste, which obviously that's not quite good enough right there, but it lets you sack an artifact or a creature to do X plus 2 damage, where X is the cost, which means you can throw like a Mox or a token for 2, or you can just throw like a Flame Tongue Cove and deal 6 to any target, including your opponent. So, as much as I like Lion's Eye Diamond, I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't tell you to first pick Bomba there, and probably to second pick Swords. Alright, we could start red-white. You know what? I think that's a totally fine place to be. There's also Mishra's Bauble, which is good with Bomba. There's Dak Faden, which is actually pretty good. You can steal their artifact and throw it. But Swords is just a really broken card. It's a 1-mana removal spell, exile, instant speed. Just kind of has it all going. So I think you should just take this and in this spot, and that's what I'm going to do. We'll see where we end up going here, though. I think it's going to be Generous Plunder. This is one of the new additions I've liked the most. 2-mana 2/2 Menace. You get both players a treasure, but they can't use theirs quite yet, and you get to use yours first and attack for at least 3 against artifact decks even more. With Bombardiers, you can throw the treasure, like turn 2 Plunder, turn 3 Bombardiers, attack with both. They take 5 combat damage or 4 combat damage plus this trigger, and you throw your treasure for some damage, and you get to cast a spell. I mean, you're going to win those games pretty easily. I think it's better than Luminarch, and I have 1 red card and 1 white card, but my red card is better than my white card. I think Bombardiers is better than Swords, so I'd rather be red. And this works really nicely with Bombardiers. So I'm going to take Plunder. Wasteland also a pretty legit pick there, but I think Plunder has been solid enough. And here I think I'm supposed to just take Elite Spellbinder here. You know what? We can draft Boros. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I like Deluge, Brazen Borrower. I mean, Godless Shrine in some spots. K-Command's pretty good. Spelljacker's not bad, but I think here I don't really see a reason to diverge. And oh, could we be a Winota deck? We've got a Spellbinder and Plunder to go get. Bombardiers can help trigger Winota. All right, Winota's a kind of interesting one. I've been wanting to draft around Winota for a while. I've seen BK do it a bunch. There's also Lingering Souls, Firebolt, Elspeth. Yeah, some cards that might come back, but I'm going to take the Winota here. So we want to pick up some humans to get and have a... Basically, you would rather your cheaper attackers be non-human and your more expensive cards be human, but, you know, we can get a mix here and kind of see how that goes. All right. For Winota purposes, my cheap human and my expensive non-human is not exactly what I want. I don't really want Mentor in this kind of deck. I think I am going to take Thraben. It's really good with Bombardiers. And I think it's just a solid little card. I like Flame Tongue too, but I'd rather work on the bottom of the curve. And then here's a Cathar Commando and a Jite, but I like Cathar Commando. I think it's a pretty good one. Jite is a little bit expensive. There are matchups where it's good, but it's honestly more of a sideboard card. Like, you can main deck it, it's fine, but I think it's got pretty polarized matchups. Basically, Umezawa's Jite is good against decks with a bunch of creatures in it, and especially small ones, and not good outside of that. Okay, here's a non-human that also can pick up one of these things that have died. I like that. Oliphant is good, but I think I'd rather have Samwise here. I've been pretty impressed with it in red-white. Oh, Intrepid Adversary is a great one to hit off Winota, because you attack, presumably with all your mana untapped. Well, that's not true. The turn you cast Winota and attack, this isn't a good hit. But when you have your mana untapped, hitting Intrepid Adversary can be really good. So here I would really like to pick up some mana fixing. I haven't seen any red-white lands at all. So let's... packs 2 and 3 kind of focus on that, because I'd like to be able to cast my spells in a timely fashion. And then here's a Vampire Soldier. I think Adonto Vanguard to work with Winota is nice. Collector's Cage is actually kind of nice. I wonder if, because I have so many creatures, you know what? This would be a time I want to try the Collector's Cage. We'll see if it's any good. Steel Seraph, also a pretty solid one. I just feel like I had so many 2-drops that it would be kind of replaceable, and I don't think Bone Crusher is like a big priority either. Also, white has seemed really open, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Here I'll take Godless Shrine, because maybe I pick up like a Bloodstained Mire, and that helps. I think I'm not that close to playing Kolaghan's Command. Oh, Elspeth is another card I could potentially play here. I don't think either black card looks that good. And I've got a good white weenie start, but you know what? One of the things I like to do is try to draft the best deck possible, and here it seems like we're in the right... at least the right color. Maybe we don't end up playing tons of red, but if I play red for like 5 cards, assuming I have the fixing, that's totally fine. And if I don't get the fixing, then I'll probably be closer to mono white, maybe playing Bombardiers and Winota, and then not playing Generous Plunderer. So we'll kind of have to see. Oh, and Mentor came back. Well, I'm going to put that one in the sideboard. We're not that likely to play Mentor. We're just not going to have enough creatures. So Silent Clearing. Well, now Tidehollow Sculler and Thoughtseize both become a little bit more interesting. So let's see what Pack 2 brings us, because there's definitely a lot of directions we could go here. And I'm just curious to see where we're pointed. One of the rare times where I won't be taken to Laren Academy. Oh, wow, this pack's pretty bad. I guess I'll just take Winds. Winds is good. I know I cut it too often, but I like Winds. And there is a Scrubland here. I could see it. Taking Scrubland would mean black is almost free, or at least very easy to subsidize. But I think it's still better just to take Winds here. And if Scrubland comes back, great. I don't even have any black cards. The cards I'd be looking for are like Thoughtseize, Tidehollow Sculler. Not a whole lot more than that, to be honest. I don't think removal's that much of a premium here. So mostly just a little bit of hand disruption in that case. Oh, Palace Jailer and Shieldred here, and Lurrus, but don't worry, I'm not that crazy about Lurrus, but I am crazy about Palace Jailer. That's the card you want to Winota into. So slamming Palace Jailer here, it would be, even without the Winota, this would still be the pick, but with Winota, it's even better. So I'm kind of excited about that. And here, we've got a black-red land. Still don't really need that kind of fixing. Magda, but I'm not really that great of targeting, and Glimmer Lens, which is probably what I'm going to take. I like Glimmer Lens. Another disgusting card with Bombardiers. Turn 2 Lens, turn 3 Bombardiers. You attack, you draw a card, then you just throw the Lens or the token, whichever one you want. If you throw the Lens, it deals 4 damage. It's also good with 1-drops. So let's take Glimmer Lens here and hope to pick up some more cheap creatures. Though here I'll just take Reprieve. A little bit of disruption in a white deck can be really strong. And it's also not really competing with anything, I guess. Unholy Heat, kind of. But no, we're reprieving here. And here, now I might take Deep Cavern Bat. I don't know. I have 2 pieces of black fixing. It's really good in this deck. I don't really think Burst Lightning or Mind Collapse are cards I'm going to be that excited about. So I'll take the Bat, even though I'm not necessarily going to play it. I just think it's better than taking a card. Like, if I were to play Bat, it would be very good if I got the mana for it. And the other cards I don't think will be that exciting, even if I do get the mana for them, which I don't really currently have either. Okay, so there's some red cards to splash here. There's Loran, but I'm gonna take Othari or Gut, and probably Gut. Gut is like Bombardiers, and one of the cool things about having both is they both reward you for the same kinds of cards, like Thraben or Glimmerlands or what have you. So I'm gonna get some red cards into my deck here. I think the 3-drop is a lot stronger than the 5-drop. I just think Gut is a really messed up card, and I would like to enable it. Ooh, Ancient Tomb is fantastic, and, well, it is fantastic in some of these decks, but I don't actually have, I have a lot of 2s, and my 3s could be good. I have Winota. I mean, I guess I have a decent amount of colorless stuff. I'm looking at this Blade Splicer, because that's also really good with both Gut and Bombardiers. And Winota, by the way. It's a human and a non-human. So if you play it before Winota, the Golem triggers Winota. After Winota, you can get Blade Splicer. Yeah, that seems fine to me. I think I will take that. Still literally 0 of Arid Mesa or any like white-red fetch or Plateau or Sacred Foundry or a red-white Triumph. So kind of wild how few red sources we've seen. But if we cut the Plunderer and the Bat, let's say, we're going to play like 3 red cards. I would like to pick up like 2. If I can get 2 duels and play like 4 mountains, 2 duels, 10 plains, or maybe 3 mountains, 2 duels, or sorry, 5 mountains, 2 duels, 10 plains or something, I'd be okay. But hopefully it's not just 0. All right. I mean, here's another really strong red card. Inti is really good. I think enough better than Unexpectedly Absent, and this isn't really a balanced deck, that I'm just going to take Inti, cut the Bat for now. I guess I'll take Soul Guide as a sideboard card. No way this deck can play Fire Blast. I could take Lurrus here. This actually would be a fine Lurrus deck just to cast. I don't think Death Greeter is going to be that exciting. Sure, I'll take a Voldaren Epic here. Oh, Red-White Talisman actually could help. I don't love Talismans in this kind of deck, but I've got a bunch of ways to make use of it with Gut and Broadside. So having Talisman as a kind of fixer / way to play like red cards is pretty decent. And pack 3, just looking for red-white lands, basically. I've got Swords, Winds, Reprieve, Palace Jailer as removal. I've got a bunch of ways to get card advantage. I mean, this Elspeth I don't even necessarily need. So I feel like if we can pick up some red-white lands, this deck can be really good. If not, it's going to struggle a little bit. Okay, so both red cards wheeled. So did this. Dam is actually a fine sideboard card too, but I think I'd rather take Burst Lightning. It's pretty efficient. If I end up with good mana, it could be decent. I don't look like I'll have a lot of mountains. All right, I'll take this Rite of Flame and pass the Evolved Sleeper. Last pick through the breach. All right. I mean, obviously a Mox would be pretty nice too. Well, a Chrome Mox is still a Mox. Like, maybe Thalia comes back, maybe not, whatever. I just need a Mox to be able to make this deck speed up a little bit. And turn 1 Mox into one of these 2s is pretty good. So let's take that. And like I've mentioned a million times, you can sack it to Gut or Broadside, and both those things are pretty strong too. And then here, there's a blue-white land and a Lelia. All right, let's just take the good cards. I'll take Lelia. It's great with Chrome Mox. And at this point, I would really like not to play Steel Seraph. Oh, a red-white tap land? I'm in. We are doing it. I mean, Giver of Runes is good, but I need lands so badly, and I'm cutting cards no matter what. Anyway, so let's take Elegant Parlor and hope there's a little bit more coming. Oh, this is basically fixing. If I draw a red card I can't cast, I'll pitch it to Fury. Oh, you want to hear a sick combo? If you attack with Bombardiers and it survives combat, like they only have 1 blocker, post-combat, evoke Fury and sack the Fury to deal 7 damage, as well as, of course, getting the actual ETB trigger. All right, we're in. So 4 picks in. There's 4 new cards. What if I just get 4 red-white lands here? That would be perfect. I mean, they've got to exist somewhere, and the red and white cards are getting passed to me. All right, I mean, maybe I'll take Name Sticker. It's pretty good with Fury. Could be good with Lelia, Bombardiers. I mean, there's also Virtue, but I think Virtue is kind of medium, so let's just take Blade Sticker. All right, or Name Sticker, rather. All right, I'll take Raugrin Triumph. It's another red-white tap land. That's fine. And over Chandra, I mean, this Godless Shrine and Silent Clearing aren't making the cut either. Okay, if you count 2 red-white tap lands, a Mox, and a Talisman, that's not so bad. I have 2 more picks. Maybe I just get Plateau, Sacred Foundry, and then we're just set. Just a very weird draft in terms of how the colors all broke down, because I've gotten a ton of both red and white cards late, so it hasn't really felt like that's the issue. Oh, Figure of Destiny is a great pickup. You can always cast Figure in this deck, and it's a 1-drop is nice with like Glimmer Lens or Inti, though I guess you don't really want to discard a card to Inti on turn 2. Okay, one last pick. Can I just get a Plateau? All right, Inspiring Vantage. You know what? I will take it. I do like Pyrokinesis and Carnage Interpreter. They both look pretty good, but I'm just going to take the red-white land. And now I think we've got a decent shot of getting to cast our spells. Arc Trail is a good sideboard card. So is Mutagenic Growth, but I think I'll just take the Arc Trail. Add 13 land. That leaves me 16 land plus a Chrome Mox. Okay. And I do think I want to try Collector's Cage here. It seems like it could be decent. I mean, what have I cut? I've cut Burst Lightning, Arc Trail, Mentor, Elspeth. Yeah, those aren't really that exciting. Steel Seraph. I think this looks pretty good to me. Well, I'm not likely to main deck Mana Tithe, but there are matchups, so if they look like they have a kind of high cost curve, you can bring it in. It's also a fine card to main deck, but I don't really think I want to cut any of these cards for it. Maybe Luris is the card I'm most likely to want to cut. And I guess given that I've gotten a lot more red sources, maybe I will play the Burst Lightning over the Luris, actually. Let's do that. And here there's a Student of Warfare, which I normally do like, but it's kind of hard to imagine really wanting in a deck that is going to have a decent amount of mountains. I don't think I'm going to play Zerda, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not. There's no chance. I don't really know why I would even entertain the idea. Oh, Virtue and Embereth came back. Let's take the Shield Breaker. I think I will take that and maybe sideboard it. All right. And we get one more card that we're assuredly not going to play, and then on to deck building, which we've already built our deck, see? Oh, Lion Sash. That is actually a good sideboard card, though. All right, we've got some good sideboard options. Mana ended up being at least okay, if not amazing. So I think we've got a pretty decent deck here, and I think we're actually just ready to battle momentarily. We've got 7/6. That, I mean, sounds about right to me, given the way this looks. Yeah. 7/6 with basically 4 duels and a talisman. All right, let's get in there. Oh, wow. Winds of Abandon is going to be awesome here. I've never seen the card be so good. Ooh, turn 1 library. Okay, that is a good start, but I actually have the ideal scenario to punish the turn 1 library, because I think I'm just going to go Plains, Mox, Imprint the Winds, which isn't that great against a library opening anyway, though obviously we don't know what deck they are. And then end of turn, I'm going to play Cathar Commando, and then I'm going to play a turn 2. Oh, they're just not going for the library? They are going for the library. Ooh, I don't know if that's better than just tapping Library of Alexandria to draw a card, because I'm just going to bash them now. All right. Bombardiers. Smash for 5 here, and I'm not going to throw the mocks at them for 2 damage. That seems like not a great use of resources, but look how close they are to dying already. I'm sure their plan was to pay life off Sylvan to like get back up to Library of Alexandria, but that's just not doable with Bombardiers and Cathar Commando in play. And then next turn, even if I brick, I get to go Surveil Land, Cycle Railgun Triumph, and I have a Chromox to throw at anything they play. They paid the life? Okay. I mean, there are some cards that can help with them win the game, but like, I would like to see this. This is going to involve Black Lotus or a Mox or Time Walk or something. I don't think Sylvan Caryatid's going to do it. It doesn't even have a single thing it can block effectively. Oh, look at this. Glimmer Lens. And then I get to equip it right away. Land, equip Glimmer Lens on the broadside. And then attack with these 2, draw a card. And they can't block Bombardiers. They can chump the Cathar Commando if they want. All right, and then now they're going to 6. I'm just going to throw the Glimmer Lens at them for 4. Put them to 2. I mean, look at this. It's turn 3 and they're at 2. Granted, they paid 4 life, so but still, I put them to 6 by myself by turn 3. And what are they possibly going to do to get out of this? Like some kind of weird balance shenanigans, or maybe they go like land and Dream Halls into, you know, combo, or they have some sort of wild combo finish, but that doesn't really look like where they're going. Maybe, I mean, drawing a card with library is not going to do it. Oh, Time Walk. Time Walk's a start. I mean, that definitely can let them make some forward progress. They got to draw a card off Library of Alexandria. They got to play a land. Oh, they didn't even cast something with their Sylvan Caryatid and Forest. All right. Keep on keeping on, I guess. Even if they have a sweeper, Lelia can finish the job. They have to kill Bombardiers in order to have a chance. I mean, they have 9 cards in their hand here, but still think paying 4 life with Sylvan Library against my start was pretty wild. And I have 3 attackers and they're at 2. And if the Bombardiers even attacks, that they're just pretty much dead. They have Time Warp here, or Eternal Witness. Ooh, this looks like Eternal Witness. All right, I mean, yeah, they're going to get to take a bunch of turns in a row. That is pretty sick. Like, against most decks, their start would have definitely crushed. But we'll see. I mean, this is getting better for them because now they've gotten 2 extra turns, 2 extra uses of library, 2 extra land drops. But they have to kind of take all the turns now. I suppose if they go like Tamiyo, Time Walk again, that could be something. I mean, if they have the perfect curve, or is this regrowth? Take 4 turns in a row? Oh, Snapcaster Mage. Well, the good thing about Snapcaster Mage is they're done taking extra turns now. But now they have enough blockers in play because they've managed to play a bunch of extra cards. If they can kill the broadside Bombardiers, then that's something. Oh, I'm going to take it here. I would like all my attackers. And do they have another play? No? All right. They've gotten to go pretty deep on Time Walk here. They do look like they have a good Time Walk deck. Let's see if they have maybe Uro to gain 3 life. In straight blue-green, it's not too easy to kill Bombardiers, but I guess we'll have to see. Natural Order? Upheaval? I don't know. There's some big plays. Like they've now made enough. I mean, Time Walk's a broken card. They got to take a bunch of turns in a row. Maybe they're going to get to... All right, I'm going to take it again. I mean, if they have like Time Warp here, then I guess they're getting me for a bunch of extra damage. It just doesn't feel like that's how this game's going to really end. 7 mana? Oh, this does look like Upheaval. Okay. Will that do it? I mean, what are they going to get to do here? Library into Sylvan Caryatid, I'm sure. And they discard 7 cards, and I'm just going to go land Mox, play Cathar Commando, play Broadside. I guess so. I don't really want to imprint Lelia, but I will if I don't draw something. Okay, they're down to 7 cards. So it's kind of like the game restarted with them on the play and having turn 1 library. Oh, Inti. Inti might be better than Cathar Commando. Maybe I imprint the Cathar Commando. I don't think Cathar Commando does anything too special here. And then play Inti. Just because it's a trampler, it's a little bit bigger. Because they still have Snapcaster in hand. Not that it matters too much, because if this broadside attacks, then the game's over, but let's see what they've got. Yeah, they restarted the game, except they're at 2 and I'm at 14, which, you know, that is a thing, but they went time walk, and we're still winning. We didn't even play any busted cards. Well, we played Bombardiers. I do think that's a busted card, so I suppose we had some help there. And Chromox has its moments too, for sure. Okay. What is this? Pest Infestation? That would stop me from playing the Bombardiers this turn. Though I would get to attack with a 3/3 Trample Inti, and they'd have to block with both pests. Nope, they're dead. All right. Well, they took a lot of extra turns. Do I want Lion Sash? Probably pretty good against someone who has Eternal Witness and Snapcaster in their deck. Winds looked pretty bad. Arc Trail, Embrace Shieldbreaker, no, not too big of a fan of those. Bat would be nice, but I don't think I'm supposed to do that. Soul Guide Lantern also... Is there something I want to cut for Soul Guide Lantern? It is fast. That is one thing that's nice about it. Maybe Collector's Cage. It doesn't seem like that kind of matchup. All right. I don't think I want Mana Tithe. Their spells didn't cost that much mana. Well, that was a game that was certainly saved by Chrome Mox. Here, we're on the draw. Oh, wow. Any land makes this hand really good. I think I'm in for this. I've got Swords, which is a good card if they play a Mana Dork. Oh, man, another library. I could just draw Chrome Mox. That would be sick. And Fury, now I can pitch cast. I just like the idea of going like Talisman into Swords into Palace Jailer. I think that would be pretty strong. All right, but if I don't draw a land here, we're obviously in a bit of trouble. All right, there's a land. Let's just play the Talisman, I think. I don't really want to play Generous Plunder because giving them treasures when they have a library in play sounds like a pretty bad idea. Obviously, not having Chrome Mox this time is going to make things a little bit tougher. All right. Another land isn't bad. Let's go Elegant Parlor. Oh, I'll keep Gut on top, and then I'll pass the turn. I think, no, I'll just play Generous Plunder. I think that Gut makes me a little more interested in making that treasure. They can library here. I guess the one, maybe I shouldn't have done that actually. A big downside to that is I don't have a card to pitch to Fury anymore. Though with Swords and Palace Jailer, that makes things a little bit less necessary to pitch to Fury. Oh wow, Caracas is pretty annoying. I can no longer Gut here. Okay. Let's not use the Plunder, I don't think. I get to attack for 3 still. That's pretty nice. And I think post-combat I'm just going to play... Yeah, I think I'll just play Palace Jailer. I have a bunch of ways to kill creatures in my hand, so I'm really not that worried about missing out on that. And drawing an extra card every turn sounds pretty good. Okay. Let's see what they got. I mean, they're going to library end of turn, but they're not using their mana for anything else. Doesn't seem like, at least. Oh, they got something. Oh, Cycling Miscalculation. Yeah, that barely counts. Soul Guide Lantern, okay. Now I have a Gut to pitch to Fury, so if they play a creature, I can do that. I hope they don't lead off with Time Walk here. Yeah, we're not in the same position last time. They're at 15 more life than last time they started their Time Walk loops, so it's going to be a little trickier. Noble's fine. If they equip Skull Clamp to Noble, I'm very happy because like that's just backwards momentum. But I think more likely they just make another play here. Oh, they're just discarding to hand size? Well, that's amazing. Okay. No, I still don't really want to use the Plunderer here. I don't need the mana that mad, and certainly they don't. I don't want to give them mana. Let's just send... And I think I'm just going to cast Soul Guide Lantern here. There's just no reason to play Gut. They would just bounce it before attacks. Soul Guide's relatively cheap, so if they want to do something to counter it, it's kind of not that bad for me. And then now I just pass with a bunch of instants up here. I'll let them have their Noble, I think. What is this, cycling or Tashana's Tidebinder? Okay. Sure. I mean, I still am the Monarch, but it does mean that I don't draw a card this turn. And I've got swords. I don't really want... Did they not counter it? Did they choose not to counter it? I guess so. Hold on. They just didn't put it on the stack. That's very bizarre. I could have swords the noble, but it doesn't seem like a good play. Here, I'm going to play Cathar Commando to block the Tidebinder. And I don't even think I care about them using Skull Clamp. I think... Well, I have a Fury in hand, so let's just pop the Skull Clamp here. The Tidebinder I can probably pick up with Fury, because then I can just Fury both of those, and that'll work out pretty well. Let's see what else they've got here. A Spell Seeker. Okay, so they're going to get to Time Walk now. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. I was hoping they would not have that. I guess plowing the noble would have prevented that, presumably, unless they have Island in hand. All right, they get to take their turn. Soul Guide means they're only going to get the one extra turn. Let's see what they attack with. It's possible they only attack with one creature, and I can use Swords to Plowshares to stop them from taking the Monarch. Yeah, I think I will do that. So I'm going to Swords that in response to the Exalted trigger, so they only gain 3 life. I remain the Monarch. And Fury's still going to have some pretty good targets here, is kind of what I suspect. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Target Time Walk. I'll just Soul Guide now. You want to let Snapcaster resolve there so they don't get to play an instant and then snap that instant after the Soul Guide happens. Not sure what they thought was going to happen there, but maybe they wanted to run out Snapcaster anyway. Is this Time Warp? No, Jace the Mind Sculptor. All right. I kind of feel like this is still fine here. They did leave Caracas up. I just need one window to hit with Gut for the Caracas not to matter too much, but I mean, I feel like we're doing just fine. 15. No, I don't think I want to use Generous Plunder's ability. I do think I want to use Fury's ability, and I guess I could just cast Fury. It doesn't feel like pitching it really makes too much sense. I guess I'm playing into Daze if I do this. I think that's fine. I don't know that they would have dazed the swords already. So Fury 1, 1, 1, 1. And then I get to attack and kill Jace here. Attack Jace, attack my opponent. Plunder. Unfortunately, the Skull Clamp's gone, so the Plunder's back to dealing 2. And I guess I'll just pass. I don't really need to play the Chrome Mox, I don't think. Another legend. And their Time Walk is gone. They don't have like a million mana in play, but there's some plays they could make. The one thing I am out of is I don't have any more disruption in hand, like no more creature removal. I use my Fury on my swords. But all this stuff doesn't matter. All right. I feel pretty good. We beat a really good Time Walk deck. They had Spellseeker, Time Walk, Snapcaster Mage, Eternal Witness, Library of Alexandria, some mana dorks like Caracas. Their deck was great, but we kind of crushed them anyway. Nice start to the draft, 1-0. All right, time for round 2. I would like to play first. And turn 1 Figure, turn 2... Honestly, I'll probably play turn 2 Talisman, because I could then... Oh yeah, that's actually perfect. Turn 1 Figure, should not play your non-basics first because of Wasteland. Turn 2 Talisman, pump the Figure, and then I can turn 3 Lelia without having played a land. Playing against Elves again. Green mana dorks. Hopefully no Time Walk this time. Here I am going to play the Inspiring Vantage because next turn I'm going to play Lelia in attack, and if I hit a land off Lelia, I'll want to play it, so I don't want the Vantage to be in my hand. At that point, if I played Plains and then played other land, all of a sudden I have a tap land for no reason. Collector's Cage could be good here. I'm kind of curious. Ooh, black-green. Okay. What you got? A Liliana? No, a Grist. Grist for the mill. Well, this isn't actually too bad because they're presumably plussing, and then I can go Oh, Milling Aluris. Nice. Nice spice there. I can go Laelia. They both attack Grist. And I flip a land. Oh, Bombardiers. Now my Bomba's gone. All right, that's fine. Grist goes to 2, play a land, pass the turn. I mean, if they don't kill Laelia, I still like where I'm at. And because I got to hit Grist, if they want to kill Laelia with Grist, it's pretty costly for them. Oh, Augur? They played a land before playing their Augur? I know they don't have to tap their Ignoble this way, but what are they doing with this Ignoble? They're chumping with it? I feel like I would have gotten greedier. Also, oh, you then have Laelia or Augur Grist is nice because they get to look at their top card and decide if they want to flip it or not. Okay, Hex Drinker and plus Grist. All right, so now on my turn, I'm going to see what I can do here. Any Furies? Oh, Winds of Abandon looks like it will be good at some point here. Is there any reason to cast any of these spells before attacking? I don't think so. And I think I'm going to attack Grist with both here. Exile with Laelia, hit Cathar Commando. All right, I'll probably play that in Collector's Cage this turn. Though it's possible I play Samwise this turn if they make some blocks. Like if they double block Laelia with Augur and Hex Drinker and then block Figure with the Insect token, that's a pretty reasonable way to get the board a little more clear. Oh, they're doing that. So if I pump the Figure, Grist dies, but then I don't get to play anything else this turn. No, that's fine. I'll let the Grist go to 1. I'll play Collector's Cage. Let's Hideaway. 5 lands, come on. All right, and then I'll play the Cathar Commando here. Oh, it also makes Laelia bigger, nice. I guess I can use Collector's Cage next turn. Wow, it'd be really good if I had hit in 5 cards a single non-land. And this is also why my Laelia has been missing so much. What a beating. Do they hit the land off top? They milled a non-land with Grist. Again, a nice little combo with Augur. Well, we'll see. It'd be nice to get to a kicked Winds. Okay, they're going to cut down my Figure. Sure. Cycle Generous Ent. So they're shuffling once again, getting an Indotha Triome and playing a Forest off the top. Okay, and then maybe leveling up their Hex Drinker. No, they're playing an Evolved Sleeper. Oh, is that really better than leveling up Hex Drinker? It depends if they're spending their mana elsewhere. No, that just... Oh, they played it off the top. It was a free card off Augur. Yeah, that's obviously very different. Okay. Let's see what we draw here. Now I drew the land. So 6 lands in a row. Let's hit with Laelia. It's going to get chumped, but I think we're just setting up for a Winds of Abandon their whole squad, and they just have a million lands in play. I'm just going to attack them. I mean, they're just going to block it anyway. Laelia exiles a Glimmer Lens. All right, that is not so bad. What I think I'm going to do here is cast Glimmer Lens and then use Collector's Cage to put the, the stupid land into play. Because that way I guaranteed I have 6 mana next turn. Oh, I have to pump one of my creatures. Yeah, pump the Cathar Commando, I guess. And then play Elegant Parlor. And Elite Spellbinder. Doesn't sound amazing to me, especially since I'm going to give them a bunch of lands next turn. Okay, so they have an Indotha Triome in hand. I hope they plus Grist instead of -2ing it, but if they do, they do. Uh-oh, what is this? The Gitrog. Get busy rogging or get busy dying here. All right. They cast those both off the top. Pretty nice. They're +1ing, milling another land. Okay. I kind of hope they keep Gitrog back to block. It wouldn't be crazy if they did. And then level up Hex Drinker. I mean, you got to do it, right? Make it into a 4/4. Isn't that a good deal? Then next turn I get to hit for 13. Pretty good. They will end up with 10 lands in play. Well, I don't know how many basics they have left. Obviously, they might not have that many more basics. Oh, they're sending. I mean, it's not a bad attack by any stretch. All right, I'll take 7. That's fine. But they didn't even crew. And then I guess, oh, they're not. They're leveling up. They're keeping the mana to level up Evolved Sleeper instead. All right, well, I'll overload the winds here. Yoink. Get out of here. All of you done. And let's see, do they have 6 more basics? They have 5 basics already. They have 11 basics. That's more than most cube decks. No, they didn't have quite that much. Right? 8, 9. No, they did actually. Usually it's not good to have that many basics, to be honest. Let's send at Grist. Send at them. Trigger these. Draw Generous Plunder. Exile Inti. Oh, the order didn't work out in my favor there. That's fine, though. Obviously, if they have like a sweeper or something, we could be in trouble, but this Lelia is pretty big. Even without Lelia, I still am attacking for 7 if you count Collector's Cage and drawing a card, and I have 3 more creatures in my hand, so I'm going to be able to refill pretty easily. All right, it's like a Vaultborn Tyrant or something large like that. No, this is a Nissa, sure. Making an 8/8 or something. Oh, this is sick. I got to give him credit for this. Nissa, ult it, and then attack for 30. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good finish. All right. Have to watch out for that, I guess. Arc Trail does seem like it's going to be good. And what do I want to cut? Cathar Commando looks pretty bad. Steel Seraph also tends to be kind of good against these decks. And I think I could cut Generous Plunder, or maybe I cut Samwise. Like, Samwise is a little bit hard to use sometimes. And do I want Elspeth as well? Just all these, like, basically you want to go to the skies because they're trying to block you on the ground a lot. I like Elite Spellbinder. No, this looks pretty good. Let's see how this goes. All right, I would like to play first. Turn 1 figure. Oh man, this hand is really good if I draw a land. All right, I'm actually willing to keep this because I have figure and plow to get me through the first couple turns. And then Collector's Cage into like something big, hopefully. I also have Talisman into Name Sticker. Oh, Exploration. I was going to say I could plow their turn on 1-drop, but well, I guess I still could. All right, let's see what we draw here. Inti is not ideal, but I will plow the Hierarch and attack. Oh, Inti is also very good with Name Sticker. Just any red card to cast is pretty nice. Okay. They have a lot of lands in play. That's kind of what Exploration does, I suppose. Let's go Talisman and then pump the figure here. And then send. And then next turn, Name Sticker into Inti plus pump figure is actually not that bad. All right, do they have like a Gitrog or something? That they do. Well, I can race the Gitrog. That seems doable. See what I draw. Reprieve. That's not really what I'm looking for, but let's go Name Sticker. The full 6? Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just cast a Steel Seraph. And then give the Figure of Destiny lifelink. And send. And if they don't have a removal spell for Steel Seraph, then it's going to really get the job done here. All I need to do is untap without them killing it, and I feel like I win. But that might be a tough ask. Oh, this is a Nissa. Oh, no, a Troll. All right. Are they going to crew the Troll, and then they draw 6 cards? Okay. 6/5. Trample, haste. Hold on. So if I double block, I lose both my things. And then it's Troll versus Figure. They have 1 card in hand. Draw X cards. Yeah, I probably should just block here. All right. I think that's fine. That way they don't draw a million cards. Okay, I got to play Inti here because I think I'm going to discard Reprieve, or maybe Collector's Cage. No, I'm going to have a bunch of creatures in play. I'm just going to discard Reprieve. I just need to hit a land here. Winds of Abandon. Not ideal. All right. They go to 12. I go to 7, but I'm still winning over the next 2 turns. I mean, if they have some good follow-up, it's gonna be troublesome, but maybe they don't. That's a lot of mana. Anything that costs that much mana can't be good for me. Oh, Generous Ent. Land Cyclers are powerful. Look at this. All right. Let's draw. And the Winds, of course, was the card that got milled. Collector's Cage, Intrepid Adversary. Glimmer Lens. If I play Glimmer Lens and I can block the Troll. Go to 2. I mean, I'm pretty dead here. Collector's Cage. I go to 1. I chump Generous Ent, and then I just can't even use Collector's Cage. Wow, this has been a pretty rough sequence here. What if I play Intrepid Adversary? No, then the Troll takes down all 3. If I block, they kill the Inti and the thing. They leave me Glimmer Lens versus the Generous Ent. Really doesn't... None of these things seem winnable. Maybe what I do... the problem is the Generous Ent is attacking too. Next turn. Because I was thinking, if I play Collector's Cage and then just take a bunch of damage, but then try to flip something really good off Cage... I guess, do I play Intrepid Adversary here? Because if I play Intrepid Adversary... I get to at least gain a little bit of life. All right. Yeah. I mean, I did keep a 1-lander. That's totally on me. But pretty brutal to, like, try to Inti into a land, miss. Needed to draw. Also, they just went 5-drop, 6-drop, 6-drop. It's a lot of pressure. So if I triple block the Troll, they all die. If I triple block the Ent, they only kill 2 of them. Or I just chump the Ent and go to 1. I can chump the Ent and go to 4. I've already used swords. What am I trying to even draw to at this point? Honestly, there's just not that much. Especially since they have the food, so I can't like get them with some weird Bombardier thing. Maybe I just block the Troll down. Sure. I don't know. I don't think I can really win. But, you know, I will try. And I go to 5 here. And if they have nothing, land, Glimmer Lens, Collector's Cage. All right. I mean, I'll put a Palace Jailer under the cage, but that is just not going to do it because I'm going to have to chump here. And then on my next turn, I guess Palace Jailer is the card I would have wanted to draw. That would have actually potentially gotten me out of it. All right, but I'll chump. This also is kind of contingent on them drawing all lands, but that seems kind of unfeasible. All right, we're done. All right, well, let's try to win the last one. That was a pretty sick way for them to win game 1 after the wins, but then game 2 did not quite get there. All right, time for round 3. I am on the play. All right. The Elegant Parlor goes a long way in this hand because getting to play turn 1 Parlor, turn 2, hopefully 2-drop into turn 3 Gut is pretty enticing. This just gives me an extra look at that. And I have 2 removal spells, so if I play against another green deck, then at least I'm a little prepared there. All right, my opponent mulled to 6. Come on, Elegant Parlor. All right, well, Elegant Parlor is doing its job. It basically drew me a card. Pretty strong card. Ooh, playing against Mother of Runes? Well, I guess we'll have targets for a removal. It does mean, though, that I'm going to have to take a turn off because killing Mother of Runes before it becomes active is good praxis. You got to get that done. And then maybe I'll just go Swords your 2-drop and then play Cathar on 3. You don't usually want to play Gut before attacking with it or triggering it. Oh, well, that's just clearly the play here. Let's go Elite Spellbinder. Hopefully they don't have Reprieve or Mana Tithe, even worse. But Spellbinder looks pretty good. I can, at the very least, take whatever they're planning on playing on turn 3, unless they do have Reprieve. Oh, they have Ardent Veil Fealty to make a 2/2 in response. Sure. Their hand is Forthy Orlingus, Sanguine Evangelist, Portable Hole. I think I'm going to take the Evangelist here. Forthy Orlingus is just not looking that great for them right now. And I don't care about the portable hole at all. So their hand now is Plains, Portable Hole, Fourth Eorlingus. They can play Fourth Eorlingus for 1, but taking Sanguine Evangelist means that they just don't have a good 3-drop to play. They can cast it on turn 5, if they draw enough lands. If they're casting 4th right here, then I'm okay with that. Because I get to then just take the Monarchy with my Elite Spellbinder. Okay, we got an interesting little game here. So if they've drawn a land, it's kind of interesting. Do you cast the Fourth Eorlingus or not? If you drew another play, of course, you just play that. But right now, if they have nothing to do, it's pretty tempting to cast Fourth Eorlingus. I don't really know how you'd get away from that. Like, what are you going to do with your mana? And I would much rather, and that's why I took the Sanguine Evangelist, because the Fourth Eorlingus is of dubious value here, though it looks like they are going for it. And casting it later would have been a lot more annoying for me. All right. Yeah, I'll take 4. So what I think I'm going to do now, besides, of course, take the Monarch, is hope to draw a nice cheap play. Oh, Samwise the Stout-Hearted. That's interesting. Well, I have to attack and take the Monarchy. And I think I just probably pass after that, because then I can play Cathar Commando and Swords to deal with their 2 things. I could also Samwise, but I don't really think I want to do that. Samwise will be good at some point here. Do they have a haster? They do. Okay. I'm just going to Swords the Robber of the Rich before they attack. And their hand is Portable Hole X. And then I'm going to play Cathar Commando. And let's go ahead and block here. I think I block the Trampler. No, I'll block the Vigilance creature. I'll be able to block the Trampler with a 2/2 at some point. I think that'll be fine. Go to 14. They get the Monarchy back. And hopefully they didn't draw another play. Okay, they didn't. They do get to draw a card, though. Collector's Cage. That card. Yeah, let's go attack. Oh, it actually didn't really work. No, I messed up. I needed to have blocked the Trampler. I think that would have worked out a lot better, because I'm going to now go Glimmer Lens, I think. I was really hoping to draw a land this turn, but I didn't. And now they can Portable Hold a creature, and I play Samwise to block the Knight, but then it has Trample, so they still get the Monarch. So I think maybe I'm just going to play Samwise end of turn. I mean, if I draw a different play, I don't have that many more instants. Oh, that's nice. That takes back the Monarchy quite nicely. If this was a 2/2 Vigilance, then the Samwise could trade, and I wouldn't, and the Trample wouldn't take back the Monarch. Okay. Well, at least they're not playing the Sanguine Evangelist this turn, I suppose. Take down the Rebel token. I'm just going to play Samwise end of turn is my plan. Yeah, you gotta get the token. Because now that the Portable Hole is out there, though, it makes the gut a lot better. So I'll go to 12 here. I think that's fine. I don't think it is good to block that, especially since it's a really juicy Palace Jailer target. Okay, they didn't play anything else. Let's go Samwise. And I guess I'll make Samwise legendary. I got nothing to return. It's just a straight up 2/1 flash with some like kind of weird text. Samwise becomes the ring bearer. They draw. And on my turn, yeah, land is interesting. So let's go gut. And I'm just going to send for a bunch of damage here. Attack. Sack the Glimmer Lens. And then they take 1,000,000. They take 9 if they don't have anything. I become the Monarch. All right. And then I'm going to play Collector's Cage, and maybe it'll be good. Not been impressed by it so far. Part of the problem is the one game where it would have been good, I hit 5 lands, which I know that's not really like Collector's Cage's fault exactly, but it is still just like all the conditions were met and it still didn't work. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Winota. Winota looks like it could be pretty great. Okay. Because I've got... Oh, they have a play. I don't love that. Oh, Cycling Time Strike. I don't care. Right now, I've got 3 non-human attackers. So as long as I keep a bunch of creatures in play, Winota's going to be awesome. Oh, and Elegant Parlor is their play. Feel like they're pretty dead here. My hand is also really good. They have Strip Mine, though. They have some good ones. Getting to play Intrepid Adversary, even just for 1, is going to be pretty huge. And Collector's Cage is likely to pop off here. I mean, if they don't have a way to kill Gut, they're just dead to that anyway. Just 2 Menace Skeletons attacking them is a huge beating. If this is the Sanguine Evangelist, oh, Batterskull? Yeah, they're dead. I don't even really need Winota here. But I guess, yeah, they just scooped it up. Yeah, I mean, were they dead without? They weren't dead without it, I don't think. They germ blocks, like they double block us, or do these block the 2 Guts? They go to, oh, no, yeah, I guess they were just dead. All right. Playing the mirror, so I want Arc Trail. Do I want Embereth Shieldbreaker? It kills Portable Hole and Batterskull. It's not too bad. Elspeth tends to be pretty good in the mirror. Luris has a potential, but I don't think I need that. Collector's Cage I actually think is good in the mirror. I think I can probably take out like Plunderer. I like Elite Spellbinder. Do I like Cathar Commando? I think it's probably worse than Embereth Shieldbreaker. And I want to cut like 1 more. Samwise I think can be good. I like Burst Lightning. I like all the big things. Maybe I don't need the Elspeth on the draw here. I'll just put in a couple of pieces of cheap removal. Seems like a reasonable call. Okay. On the draw, game 2 here. What do we got? Oh, everyone's favorite Collector's Cage. Yeah, I think this is okay. They mulliganed. If I draw a red, Arc Trail is quite strong, and then these 3s into this 4 is also pretty good. Getting to Spellbinder and then know what they have and then cast Palace Jailer. I mean, Spellbinder completely won me that last game. It basically took Sanguine Evangelist out of the running when it would have been a fantastic card, and it let me take back Monarch with 4th, so 4th ended up being not very lopsided. We both were drawing cards off it. So I like this hand. They mulled to 5. Okay. And he didn't have Mother of Runes. And I drew Chrome Mox. All right. You know what? I'm just going to Chrome Mox this Arc Trail away. Because it's my only red card. Now I have red mana. And then just cast this Collector's Cage. And then Blade Splicer into Spellbinder or something along those lines. Seems pretty great. Oh, yeah. Let's put a Fury under the Collector's Cage. I think that's going to have a bigger impact than Gut at the point where you want to use it. Once I have 3 creatures in play, it's not the end of the world missing out on a Gut activation. Okay, they cycle Oliphant. And the cool thing is if I draw 2 lands, I can go Blade Splicer into Spellbinder plus activate Cage. Oh, or I could play Lelia. Let's into open mana. No, they didn't show me much removal. Let's play Lelia. Getting Lelia going seems pretty great. If they want to kill Lelia, they can kill Lelia. All right. Send. Exile a Talisman. Great. I didn't really want to draw a Talisman. And then end of turn, they can play their Ardenvale Fealty. It's kind of what I... Oh, Cycling Timeless Dragon. Even better for me. All right. Looks like we're going to pull out a nice 2-1, which honestly, looking at this deck, seemed about right. No power. Not quite enough fixing. It had some of the good red-white cards like Gut, Bombardiers, Palace Jailer. Didn't have all of them. Fury's pretty good too. Carnage Interpreter. Oof, okay. Discarding Virtue and 2 planes. Let's get in there. I mean, they're so done here. I guess I can't attack. No, if I attack with Lelia, I can use Collector's Cage. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, if I just drawn a land and cast Palace Jailer, the game would be over. But I'm also fine trading my creature for their 1 thing. Especially if I hit a card I can cast off it. Yeah, Plains is great. And now, if they block, which is what they should do probably. Oh, all right, well, this is going to be pretty hard for them to stop here. Palace Jailer. get the Carnage Interpreter, and likely breaks their spirit and gets us a dub here. I mean, what if their top card's Tolarian Academy and they play it, tap it for 4 mana, start going through those clues? I mean, if they're cracking clues here, then it's gonna be pretty tough. I could have also used Collector's Cage that turn. Oh yeah, I would have had 3 different things, and then put Fury into play, but didn't quite kill Carnage Interpreter. So they're battling. They are battling. Let's just attack first. I don't think I need to use the cage right now, so no reason to do anything else. See if I can hit something off that on their land, sure. And they go to 6 here. Okay. Land, play Elite Spellbinder, and now I can use cage any point I want here. Spellbinder, their portable hole. Play Thraben Inspector. Pass the turn. Well, drawing Chrome Mox on turn 1 was pretty nice. 2 of the games I won in this draft were because I had turn on Chrome Mox. That's the other thing. We beat a really nice Time Walk deck. I always, that's always satisfying, I will say. Sure. Path. I'll get the mountain. And they have 1 card in hand. It's a Robber of the Rich. Yeah, they're battling till the very end, but it is not going to do it because right now Collector's Cage is going to put a Fury into play. Okay. Crack that clue, and there we go. All right, a nice solid dub. Let's take a look at the deck, though. I mean, in terms of premium cards, had Palace Jailer, Fury, Gut, Broadside. I think Lily is like a half a step back. Name Sticker is pretty good, too, with all these red cards. Swords to Plowshare is also great. And then had 1 Chrome Mox for acceleration. Had basically 3 red duels, 2 of which were tapped, plus Mox and Talisman, which is again on the light side. And had an okay set of cards with some okay sideboard options. Yeah, I would give this deck about a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. So going 2-1 seems totally fine. And you know what? That'll do it. That seems like a solid little draft. Well, I appreciate you hanging out and watching me draft. Sometimes red-white beats is the key. It would have been nice to get to Winota a little bit more. That's, I guess, my one regret. The one game where I could have put it into play, they were just dead by a million miles. But I think it would have been good in a lot of these games. So we'll get a chance to Winota sometime soon, I'm sure. As always, I get to draft every single day here. I'm very lucky, and I really appreciate how much you like it. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.